Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Podcast, the official interview podcast of the Pride of Dayton Marching Band. My name is Ben Muller. I'm the host of the podcast, and today we are getting to meet more esteemed members of Pod Council. They run what happens on the field and are in charge of keeping the band in time. They are your drum majors. Up first, she got a march in the Macy's Great American Marching Band and got to march down Main Street, USA in high school. She can play 6 different instruments, and she is a big One Direction / Harry Styles fan, and she really enjoys going to the gym and lifting. Outside of Pod, she works at Flyer Enterprises at Stewart's Landing, and she's a peer advisor for the School of Business Administration. She's in the Flyer Pep Band, Symphonic Wind Ensemble, Marinus Student Community, and Delta Sigma Pi. She is a finance and accounting major with a minor in music. From Brecksville, Ohio, ladies and gentlemen, Miss Nicole Ortenzi. Say hello, Nicole.
Hello, hello.
Up next, she grew up 4 minutes down the road from LeBron James. This is her 5th season with Pod, and she doesn't like donuts. Outside of Pod, she goes to the gym, plays and naps with her dog, hangs out with her family and friends. She is a chemical engineering major with a minor in bioengineering from Akron, Ohio. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Susie Post. Say hello, Susie.
Hello, everybody.
And finally, he has been a part of not 1, but 2 college marching bands. He, along with the other drum majors, got the chance to sport 2 different championship rings this summer, and he is getting the chance to conduct one of his favorite pieces in Symphonic Wind Ensemble this year. Outside of Pod, he's involved in Phi Mu Alpha Symphonia Fraternity, the Symphonic Wind Ensemble, Trumpet Ensemble, University Jazz Band, Flyer Pep Band, the Ohio Collegiate Music Educators Association, and he works in the music department office. He is a music education major from Salina, Ohio. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Derek Rempe. Say hello, Derek.
Hello, hello.
And welcome to the show, guys. How are you guys feeling?
We are
Doing great.
We're excited.
Yeah.
All right. So many people probably know what a drum major position might mean in a high school marching band, but for the Pride of Dayton, what does the position of drum major mean, and why did you guys go for it?
So, Pride of Dayton, as drum majors, we serve mostly on the field. So when it comes to teaching fundamentals, teaching drill, conducting, we're like go-to people for that. We put in a ton of work before season in planning out how we're going to teach, what we're going to teach, and we really break it down together. We spend a lot of time at camp and really kind of build relationships there. For me personally, I became a drum major because I was a drum major in high school, and I just love it. I love conducting. I love getting to know people outside of like my original section. I love teaching, and band is just like a family. And if I can be like one of the first faces that somebody can meet for the Pod family, it really means a lot to me.
Derek, Susie, why did you guys become drum major?
For me, marching band is a big reason of why I decided to become a music education major. And so I've always just like had this huge, strong passion for marching band. And so drum major is something that I always kind of wanted to do, but didn't really have the opportunity to do until I really came to Pod. And I just said, I got to go for this. Otherwise, I'll never forgive myself.
Yeah, so similar, like marching band's been super important to me, but obviously I didn't really take that route. But just being in a college marching band was super important. And then this being my 5th season in Pod, I was just ready for something a little new, something to actually challenge me, put me in a different leadership role. After being CEO, I just really wanted to switch. And I love teaching marching. I love being in front of the band.
That's awesome. I'm glad that you guys like really had a very important reason of like why you want to become drum major. And it's awesome that you guys are our drum majors this year. Now, obviously you guys are from Ohio, but what really brought you guys to the University of Dayton?
I feel like I kind of answered this in my previous question, but I wanted to be a marching band in college, and I knew I wanted to be an engineer, and there's few places where it's easy to do both of those things. Like Ohio State, like that's very difficult. So I visited Dayton and it just clicked.
I actually came to Dayton because I didn't know where I wanted to go. I just know I wanted to do something business and something music, and all the other colleges I went to were a little like extreme demanding, wanting me in both departments. And then I came and visited UD, and Dr. Reynolds and Professor Will sat down like throughout their busy day and just talked with me for like an hour. And I just felt at home as soon as I was talking with them.
As you mentioned, Ben, I was a part of not one but two college marching bands, and that's because I'm actually a transfer student. I came to UD last year from another school, and when I was initially looking at schools, my senior year of high school, UD was a choice because it was relatively close to me, but it's something that I never thought I'd actually go to. And so after my second year of college, I decided that it was time for something different. And so I came to Dayton, and now I'm absolutely loving it.
That's
We
awesome.
love having you, Derek. I love you.
That's awesome. I'm glad that like especially even like you, Derek, who like transferred last year, like even still like coming to Dayton, you all just love being here. I think that really just kind of like gives what truly Dayton is, and I think that's awesome. Now, at the time of this recording, the first football game is in a couple of days. I want to ask you guys, what are you guys most excited for this upcoming season of Pride of Dayton?
Live audiences.
Anything else?
Oh, I'm just excited to be together on the field and getting to march again. Being back in Welcome Stadium is definitely going to be a lot more special this year after last year, and just getting in there with the new members.
Awesome.
This is a really difficult question. I'm just excited. Just the whole game day experience is so special in Pod, and getting to see so many new members introduced to that is going to be just so exciting. So many smiles. I'm just ready for it.
Yeah, I ditto everything you guys said, like getting live audiences, game day experience, and just being all together again. I think it's going to be an awesome year. I think we're going to have a lot of fun with it. Now, Derek, you're in the University Jazz Band. Can you kind of go into detail what happens in that kind of ensemble?
So UD is very fortunate in that we have a lot of different opportunities to play jazz music. You have, of course, the Dayton Jazz Ensemble, which is sort of like the top tier group on campus. And then you also have the University Jazz Band, which is the group that I am in. And that's sort of an opportunity to play jazz at a more casual level. DJE is very, I guess, more intensive. So UJB, as we call it, gives people the chance to play jazz less formally, more casually. It was just sort of, it's a good vibes all around.
Awesome. I love that you have good vibes in the University Jazz Band. Now, Nicole, you're in the Marianist student community. Kind of what goes on in this sort of community about? Like, what is it about?
Yes, so it's a really special group on campus to me because I actually had family members in it before I came to Dayton. So it really helped me find my path here, and it really helps living in an intentional community on campus, getting to like really build relationships with your roommates. My house is actually really special in the sense that we actually have a Catholic mass in our house every other week. We have a chapel up on the 4th floor of my house. Yes, there's 4 stories to my house, and I get to live with 8 other people, which we have 2 fridges, so don't worry, we have enough space for food in here. But it's really about living intentionally within your community and really welcoming everybody from all walks of life, especially from the neighborhood here on campus, into our home, and just really making them feel welcome. Just living the Marianist lifestyle of really giving and helping others means a lot to me.
That's awesome. You know, getting to like still be with your faith, and like even having like a chapel in your house. I think that's just really cool and awesome.
Nice.
Susie, dogs are great, and you have one that you love to play and nap with. Tell us about your dog.
Oh man. Okay, so I got my dog from a rescue over 2 years ago now while I was doing a co-op with a company in Indiana. She's just kind of my best friend, and yeah, her name's Rory. She's a lab mix. She's like 40 pounds. And my favorite thing about her is that she's really shy at first, but once you get to know her, she's just so loving to everyone. And like, she's been like emotionally supportive to me, but then when she gets to meet other people, she just kind of like blesses all of them with love too. So yeah, just like getting to like take her and seeing people and brightening their day with her. It's pretty awesome, pretty special.
That's cool. Now, Susie, I've got another question for you, and this is one from your intro. You do not like donuts. What is this about?
I just don't like donuts. I've never liked donuts. I don't know. But I will say, like, at donut shops, I'll find something I like. Like at Bill's, their pastries are so good. Pro tip, go for their pastries. You will not be disappointed. Dunkin' Donuts, like, I'll get their coffee, their egg sandwiches, I make it work.
You make
It's
it work.
not a sad life.
Not a sad life. Okay, I'll respect it. It made me a little sad when I heard that, when I saw that intro, and I went, no.
It's okay.
So we just had to dive in a little deeper. Now, Derek, in your intro, you along with Nicole and Susie got to sport 2 different championship rings. Can you tell the story about how that got to happen?
Yeah. So one thing that we do as drum majors, Nicole kind of touched on that a little bit, is before the season starts, we go to Smith Walbridge Camp in Illinois, which is like one of the top tier drum major camps in the country. It's an excellent opportunity to explore like developing your own leadership style. You take classes on conducting and marching fundamentals and a whole bunch of great stuff to prepare you for the role of drum major. So what they do is they basically divide you into like bands when you arrive, and each band has their own like band director. And the band that we were all a part of, our director just happened to be the LSU band director. And obviously LSU has had a lot of success with championships. And so our director said that if we won what was called Squad of the Day, he would let us try on his LSU championship ring. And not only did we win Squad of the Day, we won Squad of the Week. So we were the championship squad of the week. We got to try on the LSU championship ring. We each got to sport it around for a little bit. It was really nice. And then when we got to UD last month, our very own Professor Will has his own championship ring with the Cleveland Cavaliers that he let us try on also. So getting to wear both of those, it definitely gives you some bragging rights.
That's really cool. Oh, I think Nicole is pulling a picture.
Oh no! There it is.
We can kind of make
it's
it
in
out.
there.
It's in
It's
there.
in here.
The focus wasn't working.
The focus wasn't working, sadly.
It's fine. Now,
but Derek looks really cool in it.
That's awesome. That's a really cool story. Just like get to like even so like getting to meet the director of LSU and like obviously getting to sport the championship ring is really cool. And obviously like Professor Will having his own championship ring from the Cleveland Cavaliers, like that's just amazing and real like true stuff that happened. Now, Nicole, this is awesome just to hear about it. Is you were a part of the Macy's Great American Marching Band and you got to march down Main Street USA. What is the story behind that?
Main Street USA is obviously Disney World, and my high school actually was fortunate enough to be asked to come back every other year for the past 30 years now, I think. So my high school actually has like a legacy with that, and marching down Main Street obviously gives you chills, and it's really a true honor to serve as drum major down that and get to represent your high school. And I actually auditioned for the Macy's Great American Marching Band back when I was 2017 and made it for the 2018 band. And so what we did was we spent a week and a half in New York and New Jersey working on drill, working on marching, working on playing with kids from across the country. I still talk to most of them from like Texas and South Dakota, actually. And we got to march the entire Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade route. I just remember it was the coldest parade in history. My piccolo stuck to my face at one point because it was so cold. It was the coolest thing though, because you're on TV, you're performing on live TV, and I was actually asked to come back this year for the alumni band, but I actually had to unfortunately decline due to COVID and just had to keep my family safe. So hopefully next time I'll be back, but it was great getting to represent my state, my city, and my school back in 2018.
That's really incredible. Like even still like getting to still like be in contact with a lot of them like is really awesome. And even getting to be welcomed back to be a part of the alumni band, I think that's just incredible. Do you have like remembering like how long the parade route was at the Thanksgiving Day Parade?
A few miles. it's not like your typical like parade that we do in pod. That's like about like 1.5 to 2. This was like 4 or more. You like the entire city in New York, like you're going, and it doesn't even feel that long because it's a new crowd everywhere you stop and play. And I remember we had a dance and do the shoot dance, you know, like where you like kick your arm out. I actually rolled my ankle and I had so much adrenaline because I rolled it into a pothole. I had so much adrenaline through me. I didn't know that I rolled it, and I got on the bus, and when we got back to the hotel, my ankle was the size of like a cantaloupe. It was so bad, but it was so worth it though.
Hey, you know, having the adrenaline to do a 4-mile, race, that is, I mean, hey, you made it through it and you didn't even know it till you got back. So
nope, it was completely worth it.
That was awesome. It was completely worth it. I love it. And that is all the time we have for our questions. Thank you all so much for watching this episode of podcast. If you like it, give us a like and please follow us on all our social medias, Facebook and YouTube at the Pride of Dayton Marching Band, and our Instagram at Pride of Dayton. I want to thank Nicole, Susie, and Derek for being on the show. Thank you all again so much for watching, and yeah, pod!